What is up, my internet friends and family? I'm Charmx, and today I'm going to be reacting to 5 incredible sightings and encounters with supposed mythical creatures by Top 5s. Now, I love Top 5s, and they do a lot of creepy videos. I mean, after I watch their videos, I mean, they're amazingly well done, but they always give me, like, paranoia. So anyway, hopefully this video is going to be pretty awesome. The original link's in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to Top 5s. That link's also in the description. But with that being said, I hope you guys like this video, and let's begin.
Mythical creatures have been the talk for thousands of years, right back to the ancient sailors who reported giant kraken squids that I've talked about before, to modern day dragons we see on TV, and mermaids that we all love to learn about.
Mermaids?
But just how much truth is behind the huge catalogue of mythical creatures? I've always wondered, surely there must be some truth behind them in order for them to have been reported. Well, from
it could have been like the game Telephone. Like when someone says a story, and then that person who heard the story then says the story to someone else, but kind of like exaggerates it, and so on and so on, and then, you know, way far down the line, the story is completely out of hand. It's nothing like the original, and it's a lot more entertaining. So, for the most part, I think that's how it went, like, way back when, because they didn't have books and that kind of stuff for the most part, because, like, the books and that kind of stuff were for the higher-ups in society. So people who started the legends, I guess, you know, there probably was a lot of truth to it. But, you know, as the story went on, and as people, like, kept retelling it and exaggerating it, it just got way too out of hand.
England's most notorious mythical creature, to the terrifying reports and even a supposed photograph of Lustica, the Bahamas giant octopus. Here are 5 fascinating mythical creatures.
That's a cool
and
photograph.
the possible sightings and encounters with them. Before I start, I want to let you know the Top 5s magazine is now available, but I will save that for the end of the video. So as always, sit back and enjoy. The Dogman. Reports of the mythical Michigan Dogman are nothing new. The first sighting was reported in 1887 in Wexford County, and the dog-like creature is thought to have stalked the area of Manistee River since the days of the Ottawa tribe.
1887?
The creature is described as between 5 and 8 feet tall, with canine-like features and the body of a human. The one feature that stands out...
It's a werewolf! That's a werewolf! I can't be the only one who noticed that, right?
...is its piercing
blue
werewolf or amber eyes, and its human-like scream. Over the years, sightings have been reported in numerous locations throughout Michigan, like in January 2016, when a Western Michigan resident decided...
2016? This is, what, a year ago? This is new. This is new.
...take a walk in the family woods. The walk was uneventful until he stopped to have a cigarette, when he noticed a figure in the distance that was definitely not human. The man later described it as standing upright with very broad shoulders that growled before leaping off into the woods.
Bigfoot.
Another reported sighting took place in St. Clair County woods in eastern Michigan sometime in February 2015, when a woman described seeing an encounter between a group of creatures that she said resembled Dogman or possibly Bigfoot. She described the animals as the size of an average man, stood on hind legs with pointed ears and covered in patchy brown fur. But instead of paws, they had human-like hands and feet with claws instead of fingernails. The woman wishes to remain anonymous, but she did capture some video. Now it's very short and extremely hard to make out, but take a look.
I don't see anything. What? I didn't see anything. Okay, come on, where is it? I think there was something, like a little bit of something you can see on screen. What year was this in? Because obviously, you know, the person has a camera they can hold, so it's modern-ish. Seriously, you have to zoom in. You can't make out what it is.
In the exact same area, a hunter took a photograph of an unknown beast that he believes was a dogman eating. Again,
shoot it, you're a hunter.
But do you believe in the tales, and could the creature be out there? Or do you think the Dogman is nothing more than an urban legend?
The hunter took the photograph. A hunter took the photograph, which means he probably had a gun on him. If you see something like that, and you know it's not a human, shoot it. Just because if it is real, I think the whole world would like to know.
Mono Grande is Spanish for large monkey, and encounters with this creature are surprisingly common, yet receive little attention. Reports of a monkey-like creature go back as far as 1533, when Spanish explorers recorded in their writings that South American natives told stories of a creature called Maramondas, meaning long-legged monkey. Even Sir Walter Raleigh told of sightings of a giant monkey-type creature in South America, and although he had not witnessed the creature himself, he had heard enough eyewitness reports to believe that the creature existed. The influential and widely travelled naturalist Alexander von Humboldt, who explored South America in the early 19th century, was also told by natives and missionaries of furry human-like creatures, who built huts and feasted on human flesh. The communities he spoke to were very sure of its existence. However, perhaps the most talked about and well-known example of a possible Mono Grande was in 1920 with the Deloise ape incident. Francois Deloise was an early 1900s Swiss geological explorer who claimed that while camped near the Tara River in Colombia, his group was approached by two large creatures. Initially they thought it was bears, although their characteristics were more monkey-like. Fearing that their lives were in danger, they started shooting at the creatures and fatally wounded one of them. The group then realized...
Wait, is that it? That is a monkey. That is a monkey. Look at that. That is a monkey. I mean, there are many different species of monkeys. So, it's quite possible that there's one of them that scientists haven't, categorized yet or whatever. That looks exactly like a monkey. That is a monkey. Look at that. That is a monkey.
...that this creature was not of any known species. So, they decided to pose the dead carcass and take some photographs, before skinning the animal and keeping its head and hide. When Francois returned from...
They skinned it and kept its head and hide. If it's a species you don't know, why wouldn't you just take it, for observation, or not observation, but, take it for scientific research or whatever. But no, they skinned it. You lunatics.
...his expedition, he kept the encounter with the beast to himself. And it wasn't until 1929, when a friend of his was looking through the Deloise log of the expedition, that he came across the photograph and the full story was revealed. Of course, there has been some controversy about the authenticity of the photo, and the account of what happened, as he claims that the skull and hide of the creature was lost during the expedition. Whatever the truth, the photograph and legends are pretty interesting, and I would love to hear your thoughts.
That looks like a monkey. It does not look like a human or any bit similar to a human. The monkey that Christopher Walken plays in The Jungle Book is more similar to a human than that.
Call me Louis.
Melonheads. Now, this is possibly the strangest on this list. Melonheads are supposed mutant humanoids that are said to wander the forests of Michigan, Ohio, and Connecticut. There is very little information on them, but it is known that they came to light in the 1970s, and their tales depend on what region they are found in. In Michigan, there have been sightings in forest areas around Ottawa County and the Felt Mansion Estate, that is near the now dilapidated Junction Insane Asylum. It's believed the asylum housed children suffering from the brain disease hydrocephalus that causes an overlarge head. After suffering years of physical and emotional abuse, it's said the children escaped and lived feral in the surrounding forests. Other versions of the story say the abused children took revenge on the doctor who inflicted their suffering by killing him, cutting up his body, and scattering it around their estate. In Ohio, a similar story exists around the suburbs of Kirtland, where it's alleged the Melonheads were orphans being looked after by the mysterious Dr. Crow, who performed hideous experiments on the children, resulting in their huge heads and disfigured limbs.
This is a weird one. I mean, so far most of them have been weird, but this one takes the cake for weird. Melonheads. What a gracious way to put it.
As with the Michigan story, the children took revenge on the doctor by burning down the orphanage and running into the forest where they still reside. In another variation from Connecticut, the Melonheads are the result of patients escaping from a burnt-out asylum for the criminally insane, and after fleeing to the forest and partaking in cannibalism and inbreeding, they developed hydrocephalus. The slight variations in these stories tend to point to myth rather than any real truth, as no photographs or hard evidence has ever been put forward, apart from passed down stories. So if anyone lives in the areas where these supposed humanoids live, it would be great to hear if you could help shed some light on these mysterious beings. It's worth remembering hydrocephalus is very real, and I am in no way trying to trivialize that condition.
Alright, I'm gonna go look up hydrocephalus just to see what the hype's all about here. Oh my goodness. These poor kids. Oh my goodness, I'm traumatized. Wow. Yeah, that is no lie. But how could a baby survive like that? Like, you wouldn't think they would be able to develop, like, neck strength or whatever to walk.
When talking about these supposed mythical beings and urban legends. Spring-heeled Jack. The spring-heeled Jack is one of England's most famous Victorian-era mythical creatures. The first reported sighting of one took place in 1837, when he was described as a human-like creature with terrifying facial features, burning red eyes, a goatee beard, pointed ears and horns, along with clawed hands and an astonishing ability to jump across rooftops and walls.
This might actually even be weirder than the last one. Like, if this picture right here is supposedly what this creature looks like, it's basically just a crazy person wearing a hat, and like, look at him. I mean, that face is kind of creepy. But other than that, it just looks like a person.
After the first reports, sightings of the creatures were seen all over the UK, such as in October 1837, when a servant girl named Mary Stevens was supposedly attacked by one as she walked through Clapton Common. The next day, the creature leapt out in front of a stagecoach, scaring the horses and causing the coachman to lose control and crash his carriage. There were several witnesses to the incident who claimed they saw the creature flee the scene by jumping over a 10-foot wall whilst mumbling in a high-pitched voice. More and more of these incidents occurred, and when the press started reporting on them, they gave the creature the name Spring-heeled Jack, warning children of the creature that lurked on the roofs of pubs, churches and houses. It wasn't long before panic set in, and Jack was being seen everywhere. It seemed the public was finding it difficult to distinguish between truth and myth.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those I don't know how you say it, but it's like no one's seen it before, but as soon as one person sees it, other people start seeing it. When they probably saw nothing, but they just wanted to fit in, so, you know, they claim all this stuff, and the next thing you know, you have a legend on your hands.
The last reported sighting was in 1904, and ever since there have been many theories about who and what the spring-heeled Jack was. Whatever it was, it caused genuine havoc at the time, quite like the killer clown craze we have experienced recently.
It's probably just some crazy person who's a gymnast or something.
Lusca. The Lusca is an unknown sea monster, thought to be a gigantic octopus, that has been spotted in seas around the Caribbean, mainly around the blue holes surrounding the Bahamas island of Andros.
Oh, that's a creepy hole. Basically, it just goes like, it's just like deep down hole. I don't know, and people go swimming like over top of that. People take their boat, they go into the middle of it, and they go swimming when there's absolutely nothing below them. I would never do that. Alright, so that was pretty interesting, pretty creepy at the same time. You know, Top 5s always blows my mind, because, you know, Top 5 does a lot of these creepy videos, and they always end up freaking me out. But I always think that, you know, I've heard of everything. And then Top 5 comes along and then shows me that there's still so much more creepy stuff out in the world. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. This was, creepy. This is very creepy. Some of these are just really weird. Like the last one, was it the last one or the one before that? The Britain Jack one. That one sounds so stupid. It just sounds like a crazy person who was from a circus and he was going around terrorizing people. If anything, that's what it probably was. And then the other one where it was like a monkey who were human-like. That one, it just sounds like it's a monkey. It really just sounds like it's a monkey. But nonetheless, these were still very creepy. Got the old paranoia going. But with that being said, I hope you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, Top 5 announced that they have like a magazine, which is pretty crazy. But so yeah, if you want to go check out their magazine, that link will be in the description. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Boop!